It is my favorite time of the year. O2A2 season. O2A2 2024. Only one of any asset. The jam has ended. There's 192 entries. I'm never going to be able to play them all. So I'm going to cover as many as I can. So it's easier on me right now to play them individually and then collate them into YouTube uploads, rather than try and set time aside to stream them. So I still want to cover as many as I can. And, well, if you didn't see my one community post from a while back, well, we might get into that. We'll see. I'm not playing that one. If you know, you know I'm not playing that one. You'll have to look it up and play it yourself. I'm not playing that one. There's a ton of other really cool entries that I'm looking forward to playing in this jam. If you don't know, look at that pretty splash art. It's O2A2, only one of any asset. It ran for 10 days, early July 2024. I covered some from 2022, a whole lot more from the 2023 versions, and we're here again in 2024. O2A2 emphasizes quality over quantity, where has a low barrier of entry, but the limitations also allow for a high degree of creativity. Because the rules, of course, only one of any asset, one sprite, one background, one illustration, place the one sprite background, 1,000 words, one sound file, one sound effect, one voice if you choose, one menu art, and one project ahead. With those limitations in mind, you can do a lot of really heckin' cool stuff, and we're going to see some of it momentarily with our first choice of game. Our first choice of game here, it's not a game about bread by samehawke. It's simply enough, you find yourself in front of a mysterious-looking bakery. What's next? Oh, and you've gotten lost. And wait, who's that weird girl? You can see a brief shot of said weird girl in the thumbnail down there. A charming background, gives off kind of eerie vibes. Love the design of the odd girl, and that in mind. Ooh, red eyes, ominous. Let's start. See what about. Help me! Okay, fine. Makes sense. Load you. Where am I? The right question asked. Where are you? How much do you remember? It's getting cold. Going to the woods alone was not the best idea, huh? But it is impossible to get lost here. It would be impossible if you knew where you are. Ooh, hello! Turn that down just a little bit. Is it a bakery? In the middle of nowhere? It is definitely a bakery. See, it even says bakery. It's a bakery in the middle of the woods. It's getting dark. Is it a good idea to stay outdoors in such darkness? Probably not. Surely not. Wonder if they serve pour-over coffee oh, I'm actually starving. Is that what you think? Pour-over coffee, my ass. Better to excuse me? Huh? Oh, excuse me. Could you show me the way to Black Rock Village? I've gotten a bit lost. Yeah, sure. It's really not that far from here. You have no idea where you are. Where did you come from? She nods to the left. Doesn't help you at all. Her gaze never leaves you. It's not the best time to be outside. You'd like to join me at this bakery? There should be someone to help you. Notice the baguettes she's holding. Her grip tightens. These are for my granny. She's been sick lately. Oh, is this a Red Riding Hood allegory? Yeah, okay. Or are you the wolf? Let's have some coffee first. I don't like coffee, thanks. I'm in a hurry. Do you know the way to Black Rock? You want to open maps on your phone, but it's dead, which is weird. Remember just 10 minutes ago, that was 70%. My phone's battery's dead, sorry. You notice that the pastry she is holding is covered in something suspiciously red. Raspberry jam? Is it raspberry jam? On your bread, I mean. Strawberry. Granny does not like raspberry. This dialogue leads you nowhere. You look at the bakery yet again. It does not seem so welcoming, but there are no other options left. Oh, okay. I'll ask the baker about Black Rock. Stay right here. You approach the bakery. It seems open, but there are no people there to be spotted. Hello. You knock on the wooden surface. Nobody answers you. You look back at the girl. She stands there still. The smell of the bread on the counter is delicious, though. You look at the pastry. There are all kinds of it. Baguettes. Long, slender French baguettes with a crisp golden crust that shatters into a flurry of crumbs when broken. The inside is soft, light, and slightly chewy. Italian ciabatta bread with a thin, crispy crust dusted lightly with flour. A subtle aroma of wheat and yeast, with a hint of olive oil inviting you to tear off a piece and enjoy its charm. There's also pretzel bread, formed into a roll and topped with coarse salt. Oh no. Oh no. You are salivating just by looking at this. You are hungry, clearly. Oh wow, so many choices. I want pretzel. As you sink your teeth into the crisp exterior, you hear a satisfying crackle. Your teeth deepen down to the dough, which yields with a gentle resistance, releasing a burst of warm, yeasty aroma that fills your senses. As you chew, the bread practically melts in your mouth. The warmth of the freshly baked dough is comforting, and you can't help but close your eyes and savor the moment. With each bite, your hunger intensifies. It's as if the act of eating is awakening a deep, primal craving within you. Take another bite, then another, each one feeling a need. The thought of stopping doesn't even cross your mind as you are driven by an overwhelming desire to consume. The primal urge to consume bread. One more bite, one more bite, one more bite. One more bite. The world around you fades away, leaving only the hunger. Bite after bite, you consume everything in sight, unable to stop yourself. The hunger, a relentless driving force. Bite, bite, bite. The counter is clean now. Your stomach hurts, but the only thing you can think of is food. Turn to the girl. She looks not at you. Her gaze is unfocused. You see the bread she is holding. Uh-oh. You approach her. You have become the wolf. Can I buy one of those baguettes from you? I feel really hungry. She does not seem surprised at all. She hands one piece of bread to you. You take it in your trembling palms. You taste it. Bite after bite. It is not strawberry jam. Your hunger blinds you. You look at your hands. They look strange. These are not human palms. You see the claws. It does not bother you much, though. You don't find it weird at all. Your brain cannot focus on anything else aside from the girl. Won't hurt, right? Take A. You sink your teeth into her flesh. You don't look like a human anymore. Why are your ears so big? All the better to hear me with. You take a bite after bite. Your hunger never leaves you. Why are your eyes so big? All the better to see me with. You leave deep scratches on her neck. There's blood everywhere. Not a strawberry jam at all. Why are your hands so big? All the better to grab me with. You clench your teeth onto her neck. She lies there still. What a horribly big mouth you have. All the better to eat with. Your mind goes blank. That was eerie. Holy crap, that was eerie. So, why did it even open so late? The girl is clearly not in the mood for discussing anything that is not related to Black Rock. You don't really want to approach this bakery, but you have to admit that you yourself also have gotten a bit lost in this woods. Decide to ask the baker for help. Approach Kit. Hello. Bread. I feel like if we take a bite of anything, we're done. Yeah. As soon as we take a bite of anything, we're done. Why don't you go? I have been there already. She nods at the baguettes in her hands. Oh, truly. Baker showed me the direction, but it didn't really help. Maybe I just got a bit off track. But you go. You take a shot. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. She urged us to go. I'm gonna back up a little bit here. Your grave is Black Rock. I thought it's not inhabited anymore. Not exactly. Okay. Do you visit her often? I don't know. How could you not know? She looks at you with a gaze. I'm in a hurry. You know the way to Black Rock. Oh, okay. Back to the girl. Turn back, but where's the girl? Look around. She just disappeared. Your phone suddenly lights up. It's 70% again. Weird. You open the Maps app. Black Rock is not far, just a bit further to the west. You turn on your flashlight and head off. You got back to safety. Oh. That's an interesting little interpretation here. Where... That's a really creative bit of story there. God, honestly, where the, yeah. It's a really creative take on Red Riding Hood. Like, if I'm giving a flat-out interpretation, it feels like the red that we see here feels almost like a haunting. Like the ghost of Red killed by the big bad wolf. Turning people into wolves. The more we're around her, the more we feel the hunger. The more we feel the hunger of the more we must feed. The more we feed, the more we turn into the big bad wolf. We consume, and more humanity is gone. And that's just really charming little bit of horror there. I like that. Help me. Bye. It's not a game about bread. There's bread, and it is lovely, but it is in fact not a game about bread. There is something deeply unsettling happening in this little out-of-the-way bakery, and I am all here for it. And our rating? Remember, if you're playing games on itch.io, give a rating, give a review. It boosts their engagement, and here at Visual Novelty, we do everything we can to boost the engagement of these creators in the algorithm. Of course, 5 stars, charming bit of horror. I think we pegged it pretty early on that this was a Red Riding Hood story, but the direction the story took was really cool. It almost felt like the ghost of Red Riding Hood luring in lost souls and turning them into big bad wolves. It's a really creative take. I really enjoyed that. Let's see where we head now in O2A2. Now this one, our next O2A2 entry, I'm particularly excited about. Because when I follow a lot of visual novel creators, so I get to see lots of their status updates, their projects they're working on, latest jams and whatnot. I love following their progress in those regards. But there was a name I was surprised to see submit something to the O2A2 jam this year, and that one is the one and only Dude with a Mask. You know this YouTube channel. You have heard that name before. Dude with a Mask, we know from some really wild, awesome Phoenix Wright fan cases. Who also, he uploaded Turnabout to El Dorado to Nico's itch.io page, which is really cool. Probably the best. But also, browse through DWaM's itch.io page. We have a ton of murder mystery fiction, locked room murder mystery fiction, some Umineko fan projects, 2 here, 3 here, forgot, which are really cool stuff. Original fiction, Umineko fan projects, and just straight up original fiction. So you should. Ooh. Ectopump 29. Ooh. Incredible writer. Honestly. Incredible writer. Incredible mystery writer. If I've ever had any gripes with DWaM's Phoenix Wright fan games, it's that sometimes the mysteries that he's writing into those Phoenix Wright fan games are really good, but they don't always translate the best to Phoenix Wright fan games. So just see pure DWaM mysteries. Really awesome writing. And now this is neither, apparently. This is just complete original project. This is Late Night at the KWL. Years ago, I worked for a radio station, the KWL. Strange place. It didn't run any songs or interviews or news, just stories. Any genre, any length, so long as it was original. I was one of the 2 people in charge of writing them. We worked nights to have everything ready for the morning recording. I still remember the night I decided to quit. Well, that's a pit crew, I think. Ooh. I'll have to poke that background link. Thanks. I'm always on the lookout for cool little I'm particularly of late on the lookout for new backgrounds and stuff. Don't ask how I know. That mind. Late Night at the KWL. Oh, yep, this was in fact written by. Very cool. Years ago, I worked for a radio station, the KWL. Strange place. Didn't run any songs or interviews or news. Just stories. Any genre, any length, so long as it was original. I was one of the 2 people in charge of writing them. Ooh. We worked nights to have everything ready for the morning recording. I still remember the night I decided to quit. Ooh. I can barely keep my eyes open, and if I have any more coffee, I'm getting an ulcer. Same. Get the Adderall. I don't have any. I thought you know a guy. A guy into Adderall, yeah. Nobody's into Adderall. You're just on Adderall. You're supposed to be in college, right? And too poor to get drugs, were you? It was a different time for me. You're only 4 years older than me. Exactly. I was a functioning alcoholic. Aren't you still? Depends. You think I'm functioning? I like the idea of using a pit crew to do that, because you can do this sort of expression tweaking to make a fully functional character sprite in this perspective. I like that. Depends. You got any ideas yet? Adderall 1 still sounds pretty good to me. For the story. How about a story about 2 people trying to come up with a story? They just end up talking about drugs and alcohol all night. Very clever and cool and meta, but I don't think the producer's gonna be cool with the drugs and alcohol after last time. What happened last time? Who, George? He's got himself a new fairy. I'll barely skim this. Why do you call them fairies anyway? Isn't that a George thing, or...? They come into his life. They cast their spell on him and turn him into a prince. Then they leave, the spell wears off, and he turns back into a frog. He's more of a turtle, really. A sweet one, though. The sweetest. Oh. Okay. Picture this. Middle of the night. Thousands of people are snapping awake. They dress themselves, get in their cars, and start driving. Through their streets, out of town, onto the highway. They drive, and they drive. Eventually going across roads nobody even knew existed. Radio plays what they keep hearing in their head. The call that's luring them to the country within the country. The call of the ancient turtle god. Okay, you're onto something there. Pass. Oh, boo. What? What was wrong with that? We did the mysterious eldritch god thing last week. Nobody's gonna remember that. Nobody listens to this stupid station, but we still gotta have our pride, man. Pride's the only thing that makes a writer a writer. If I actually had any pride, I wouldn't be working here. Oh yeah, you're actually here because of the great hours and the fantastic pay. I'm here because I'm studying English lit and have nothing better to do with my life. Could always do copywriting. Yeah, no thanks. See? You do have pride. What about your pride, then? My first day here, you told me this place sucked. Why not leave? Got nowhere better to be. See? Same thing. That's why this place sucks. Makes you realize it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, you're basically a band with a song playing on a radio every day. Right, except nobody's listening. The guy narrating him is at least reading. More than a good number of people can say. Low bar. Yep, and it's not going to get much better than this for us. Why? What do you mean? We're terrible. Well, what? Are we? This is news to you? Sure, we're not the best, but I don't know. I don't think we're bad. I mean, we're fine. We're not great, which means we're terrible. I don't think that's how it works. It is if you're not writing fan fiction. I can do better than that. Nope. Don't know where this is coming from. I mean, let's be honest. Neither of us is exactly in the mood to improve. I am. That's that pride of yours talking. I'm not like you. I never said you were. But you are. Otherwise, you would have left a long-ass time ago. And done what? Exactly my point. The only difference between this and a gas station is a lack of gasoline. By the way, this isn't lasting forever. Sure. Next comes a diploma, a career, a house, a wife, a child. No writing, though. And instead of agonizing and being frustrated as to why that is, I'm trying to explain it to you now. This right here is as good as it's gonna get. I know it now. You'll know it later. That's why this place sucks. Makes you understand. So we might as well make the most of it. Have you been drinking? Sure. Yeah. Coffee? I'm good. Didn't you say something about an ulcer? I also mentioned something about barely keeping my eyes open. So this is gonna make me sound like an idiot. Oh, great. If everyone actually accepted things being as good as they got, we wouldn't have gotten to the moon. A story about a blue fairy being sent on a space mission to the moon by a council of fairies. Why? To make the Apollo 11 mission succeed. And the twist is that humanity makes it up there without her doing anything. No. Why not? It doesn't work like that. It does. It did. A story about a writer who finds out that only long after he dies his works finally became recognized. The realization makes him incapable of finishing his first book. And, I don't know, a time paradox happens and reality ends. I knew someone that was into time travel stories. It's how we met. I wrote one in college. Yeah? Yeah. He told me I was good. You seem sad. Some people have Adderall. I had him. Thing about fairies is that they come and go. A story about an unborn turtle stuck in its egg, unwilling to be born. A story about someone having a bad day. A story about nothing. A story about a radio station for ghosts. Okay. 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 Hmm. Hmm. That's the chillest, most oddly heartwarming existential crisis I've ever had. Thank you. I like that. God, I feel like I can't speak for where you're at, but I can speak from where this had me at. I feel like it's coming from a very personal place. I have a very personal experience or something that you've definitely felt in the past. Because like, just one particular point I'm blocking in on here. The whole you'll never have it better here, and it sucks. I guess I felt that in several ways. Like it's once you graduate, once you end up having full-time job responsibilities, handling adult nonsense, it gets so much harder to put aside time to do this sort of expression stuff, this creative outlets. And like it's so much harder for that. It's time seems to get so time seems to get so more and more compressed later on, and it it just gets so much harder. Think back on the time when you are at your most prolific creatively, and think about how much farther you wanted to go, and if you had that realization here that it would not get better than that, that's a very hard feeling to process here. Hence, the author realized that his work would never be acknowledged in his lifetime, and that realization like crippled him to the point where he couldn't finish his first book, creating a time paradox, as it would if you found out something like that in reality. That's a terrifying thought. And I can also apply that feeling to work, also feeling in a place that honestly kind of sucks, but honestly gives the feeling of you're not going to have it any better. That particular feeling that the main character talking about leaving here. If you had pride, you'd leave, go somewhere else. You just responded. And yep, where? Gas station? The difference between here and the gas station is that there's no gasoline here. That's also a feeling that I've been struggling with. But man, that hit home way more than I expected. Good job. As usual, very, very warm, bitter. I see it described in the comments as bittersweet and, yeah, very bittersweet, very, as usual, he has such a wonderful flow with dialogue. It's always a delight reading your work. And, very good stuff. Final verdict, of course. Rate your works on itch.io. Lo-fi existential crisis to contemplate the purpose of your life too. Charming, heartfelt. Made me suffer, existentially. But hey, getting there. We can all get there. This was late night at the KVL. KVL. What is this? What is this? What is this? We're just going to ignore that. We're going to find something else to play. And we will be right back. Anyways, we need something a bit lighthearted after that last entry made me suffer here. So this game has a tic-tac-toe minigame, which caught my attention immediately. So we're going to have a bit of fun here. Let's play some tic-tac-toe. After getting mortally injured in a remote tundra, you find yourself in an unfamiliar library. Its only present librarian is ready to help you out of this place, but only if you're ready to fulfill her wish. That's a very charming design. Immediately drawn to that. We got like a... He's here, we're playing tic-tac-toe. We are mortally wounded in a purgatory library. Hell yeah. Good times, good times. This is a game by Nitunio Joe. I haven't played anything from them before. Ooh. I feel like I've seen that name before, but I haven't interacted with it before. Also released Clouded Writings for last year's O2A2, which I did not get to play. It looks interesting. But I am down for some tic-tac-toe. Heck yeah. Let's do this. Afterlife Library. OXO. The chilling wind pierces through your eyelids. Snow has stopped, it seems. But why are you still alive? Your eyes open to a library that stretches upwards without limit. Ooh. Ooh. So, you're awake. Animation. I thought I'd have to send you to Celestial Passage straight away. Ooh, okay. Celestial Passage? The obsidian gates near the stars. All must pass them after their demise. You have died in a tundra. The details are hazy, even to me. But I'm alive! Not really, no. Must be shocking to hear, but the only thing alive is your conscience. Of course, the specter of your body is present too, but only not to damage your psyche further. Substitute librarian. I'm the substitute for the head librarian while she is away, but I can try making you alive once more. You allowed to do that? There's nobody to stop me. For now, at least. Why don't you do something in exchange for your life? Have you heard of the game called Priests and Wizards? No, tell me more, certainly. It's a game played by two beings on a piece of scroll. You draw a 3x3 grid with charcoal and then decide on your roll. Wizards draw cross incantations to spike enemies down. Priests draw heal circles to help their allies. Oh my god, it's just tic-tac-toe. Same goes for the game. The one that gets 3 of their symbols in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal row emerges the winner of the duel. Wizards go first, as priests are old and slow. Some even call it OXO because it takes two priests to defeat a skilled wizard, and make it possible for your spectre to draw with this piece of charcoal. If you win, I'll teleport you to an outpost, revived and full of life. My magic is strong enough to accomplish that. If you lose, the Celestial Passage will welcome you with open arms. Gates. Now let's start. Who would you like to be? Wizard. I'll be a priest then. Here's the scroll. Good luck, stranger. It's its turn. Priest's turn. It's turn. Priest's turn. Boom. I win. You cannot beat me, so the wizard wins. Congratulations. It takes a really skilled priest to manage the wizard's attacks. Unfortunately, I wasn't into healing circles in my academy days, as I wasn't into playing as priests either. That's not to say your revival will result in a failure, but I wanted to say thank you for the experience. Be revived at an outpost, healed and wiped of any memory of you being here. Strike first, so you can live longer next time, stranger. Wizard's victory! Thank you for the experience. All right. Now, I believe this said there were 5 endings, depending on your skill and your actions, so... Imagine there's a draw. I'm gonna try and lose. Oh yeah, I've lost. So I win. There's nothing more bitter than defeat. Wizards possess great knowledge of harm and advantageous speed, but they could learn a lot from priests. You have to think a few steps ahead, even if you think you've already won. First attack might get you into your head and fog your judgment. And what good is a wizard if they cannot think straight? I was like that once, and my rookie mistakes almost cost me an eye. Luckily, I had people around to help me. You, on the other hand, have nobody to help you out of this. Farewell, stranger. You see your lips barely moving before you start floating away. Celestial passage frees you from the ties you had to the mortal world. So it's loss. It takes 2 priests to beat a skilled wizard, 1 to beat an unskilled one. Oof. Roasted. Suppose it'd be more difficult to draw. Remain silent. I understand. I'd be dumbfounded too if I weren't immortal. Alright. Remain silent. Might be shocking to hear, but the only thing alive is your conscience. Remain silent. So... Remain silent. Would assume you do then. And... Alright. Remain silent. Stranger, I'm not sure you're still with me, spirit-wise. I'll have to end this right now. Farewell, stranger. See, alright. How did we get here? Ending 5, where we just aren't conscious enough to participate in the game. Fair enough. You again. Oh, I know you too. How many times have you been here? I count. About 3. Let us play then. Ooh, okay, so we can just jump right into it. Very nice, very clever. I'll be priest. I'll be wizard then. Here's the scroll. Good luck, stranger. Alright. This is the best move to play. Here. Might draw going second, though. Oh, shoot. You beat me. Nope. Nope. We drew. It's a draw. So I cannot half resurrect you. Let me suggest an idea. Toss a coin, and it'll decide your fate. Heads or tails? Heads. Amaranth tosses the coin in the air. It's tails. Not a lucky day for you. Farewell, stranger. Oh. Oh. Just how did we get here? What do you mean? I know you too. 4 times, alright. I'm gonna beat you as a priest. Will you take the win? Oh, you're forced to take the win. So I win. There's nothing more bitter than defeat. It takes wisdom to be a priest. Wisdom that you lacked by making me play a wizard. I used to be a master wizard at the academy. In this game, too. A minute, a second, or even a fleeting moment, you need time to think about the moves you will make. Even if you've made the best of it, some things were just never meant to be. The world is unfair and cold sometimes. I want you to persevere nonetheless. Your soul finds its way back to the world. Make the most of your time. I'll wait for you here, as I'm meant to. Farewell, stranger. And we go. Priest's loss. Time to think. So our 5 endings are clearly wizards win, wizards loss, priests win. You again? Remain silent. Okay, so I know you too. 5 times. Only a priest. Now, what's our best way of beating you? Go here. Oh, you blocked me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, you fool! So the priest wins. Congratulations. Takes a really skilled priest to manage wizard's attacks. And you managed to do just that. Fascinating. Inexperienced priests tie themselves to wizards' first strikes, dancing around them in hopes of staying alive. It takes knowledge to see an opening and strike through. I applaud you, stranger. You'll be arrived at an outpost here and wiped any memories of you being here. But remember to look out for yourself next time, stranger. It takes knowledge. Yeah. Let's play a few more rounds. I know you too. 6. Hey, wizard. Alright. GG. Seven times. Oh wow. Whoa. Oh god. We skipped through that. We 8 times. Oh my god. That's an interesting bit of I didn't even try to do that, but I'd be curious to know how that minigame works. If skipping through it just automatically fills in a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay. We lose. Alright. I've had enough fun with that. Ooh, very good. That was fun. Let's say for the limitations of the jam, that's a really impressive presentation that you put out here. Simple, I'm gonna say, narratively simple, but mechanically really impressive for 10 days and the asset limitations of the jam. Really impressive stuff there. Having a whole tic-tac-toe minigame. See, obviously, fairly simple logic-wise, but it's still really fucking impressive that you got this done in 10 days. Really cool. You see, that was really charming and a nice bit of lighthearted fun that we needed here. Thank you. Final thoughts. 1 star for every priest game I lost. I think I sped run through more priest game losses just to see if there was anything special that popped up would hit 10. Would be a cute touch, but still really cool. Really cool. With the whole looping aspect of this, if you ever wanted to come back and expand this, I feel like you could have a lot of fun with expanding the storytelling you can do here. It's really cool. It seems like you've already gotten into like the basics of just the persistent loops through the game, recognizing you on repeat playthroughs and recognizing how many times you've been through here playing games with Amaranth directly. And if you ever wanted to do more with that, I think it'd be fun to sort of expand the narrative a little bit by having you come back and play more games with her. I think that'd be cool. But think about it. It'd be cool to see, but for what you've done in the jam limit in the jam time frame of limitations. Really cool stuff. I'll give you a follow, of course. Let's see, what's next? And the last game I want to cover in this video is Sanctuary by Nitunio. I have played one game from Nitunio before, and that was Inside the Box. That was that was this year. That was NaNoRenO 2024. Inside the Box, where we opened a box we shouldn't have and had to make a deal with a creature in order to have any hope of escaping. If we failed, the creature took our very body and escaped and wreaked havoc inside the world. This creature sealed away by the mysterious Crooked Man, the man who took us in and trained us as his apprentice, which I did download the original game. I don't think I ever actually played this game. Feel like Sweet's the story of how he became the Crooked Man's apprentice with his crooked teeth. If you meet him inside the crooked house. But this sanctuary, first of all, I see a really pretty design with more really gorgeous art. I am drawn in. This is the story of the Church Grim wakes once again in an abandoned abbey. He has given up on everything, even himself. His world has lost all color and meaning. But a witch by the name of Alice Dogood isn't ready to give up. She's determined to help him through this trying time. This is apparently a small and cozy game, so I am down for that. 2 endings. 1,000 words. It's part of the folklore series, so we will keep our eyes peeled for anything we might recognize. Even though the only other one I've actually played, full stop, is Into the Box. But there we go. I'll have to remember to edit that out then. Oh, this is a really pretty UI. Really cool. Alright.
The rain fell softly in the ruins of the abbey.
Alright, it's voiced.
The Church Grim opens his eyes wearily. His existence is lonely and gray. It had been hundreds of years since he'd seen the colors of the world. But he doesn't care. Time moves too quickly for the Grim. He has outlasted all of the things he cherished. He recalls his most painful loss. It was...
Ooh. A church.
Just 3 weeks ago, the church he protected since his favorite human died was flattened to build new offices.
New offices? Rude.
He was chased away without a second thought. The builders called him a stray dog.
Stray dog?
Perhaps that's all he is now, a stray. So the Grim made his home in the ruins. It felt appropriate. It was desolate and ancient, just like him. The witch is here again. The Grim hears her walking stick clattering on the uneven terrain, but it is barely audible above the sound of the rain.
Hello there, you lovely boy. I've got some clean water, new food, and a pull toy if you'd like to try them.
Ooh.
The witch keeps coming and leaving enough supplies so the Grim doesn't need to hunt or scavenge. He gave up trying to look after himself long ago. But ever since the witch found him, she's taken care of his needs. At first, she cleaned his wounds and healed him, then comforted him gently, even though he was matted and dirty. He was so listless, he didn't resist. Now she considers him her friend.
What does he consider her?
But she's a witch, and mythics can't trust witches. The Grim couldn't trust anyone. Not mythics, not humans, not even God. God let too many bad things happen to good people. He has never accepted her food or drink offerings when she is present, but takes them once she's gone. They always make him feel better.
Here, try these. I made them myself.
They're small pellets, some kind of dry food. The Grim cowers when she outstretches her hand towards him. The witch isn't angry at his refusal. She puts them on the overgrowth.
Maybe later? I'll leave everything behind. Take what you feel and I'll come back in a few days.
The Grim watches the witch slowly stand up. She understands he isn't sociable today, gently waves and indicates her departure.
Stay safe now.
How to handle your local introvert 101.
She always says the same thing when she leaves.
Oh.
I can't wait to see you again. So please, keep trying your best to stay with us.
How to handle your local introvert 102.
The world feels less gray each time she says it.
Oh, color.
It's raining again. Winter is hard in the Abbey. The weather is restless and the mud cakes the Grim's impacted coat. Despite the storm, his singular visitor arrives. She looks weather-beaten and sounds winded. Rain or shine, she comes to see him.
I don't suppose you're feeling peckish. I made them myself. All natural, I promise.
The witch puts the food in her hand and offers it to the Grim. The Grim
Turns away. There's two endings.
I suppose I'm just a strange woman to you, aren't I? I know people can be cruel to older dogs like you.
You will accept the friendship as our final ending.
After spending a short while in his company, she smiles as she leaves.
I can't wait to see you again. So please, keep trying your best to stay with us.
Oh, color touches in her outfit. It's really cool.
The world feels darker today, but there is no end for the Grim. He will never experience the long sleep. He must witness this world until the end of days. He thinks it's better to be alone, or he will feel the pain of loss all over again. The witch arrives swiftly. She puts her arms around him, even though it spoils her beautiful dress, to warm him.
You're terribly cold. I'm worried for you, boy. Just for tonight, won't you come to my farm? You could do whatever you like when you get there. But I can't stand the thought of you being here alone.
She doesn't even know he's a mythic. If she finds out, will she still help him? Will she still be kind to a stray like him? She then sounds emotional when she adds,
I won't give up on you, even if you've given up on yourself.
This is the first time we saw her name on there?
The Grim.
Oh, I have to stay.
The witch nods gently and sits beside him.
We'll get to know each other a little better. I'll stay here tonight, and once the storm has passed, I'll be on my way. If you'd like to come with me, then the invitation is open.
The witch places her throw around the Grim's body. It feels warm. He looks at her beside him. His world fills with color.
Unexpected companion. Oh. Oh. So, I'm just realizing that's the Grim on the title screen there. Alright. Let's see. It's probably just flavor, but...
His favorite human died 30 years ago. Everyone called his favorite human Father Alfern, but Giles Alfern had no children, nor a wife. The father lived alone in a presbytery. He was in the church every day, saying prayers, singing hymns, and reading books. The Grim didn't know why, but Giles loved him more than any other
Gregory.
creature had. He even gave the Grim a name, Gregory. The Grim loved Father Alfern, but like all humans, Giles became elderly and fell into the long sleep. The Grim guarded Father Alfern's church after his passing, until it was destroyed and he ended up here. The witch is here again.
Ah, okay. Let's see what our last bit of... Royal Griffin?
Almost a millennia ago, the Grim was known as Barghest. He was a mythic so powerful that many
Ooh.
called him the Paragon. He was the Royal Griffin's most trusted friend.
Barghest.
But King Tyr, the ruler of mythic kind, sent the royal...
Oh, shit.
But King Tyr, the ruler of mythic kind, sent the Royal Griffin to the Neverplace, exiling the Grimm into the human world. The witch is here again. The Grimm hears her walking stick clattering on the uneven terrain. But it is...
Is that the food?
The witch's face brightens as he takes from her hand.
Barghest.
I'm so glad. I hope we can become even better friends.
He allows her to pet him. After spending a short while in his company, she smiles as she leaves.
Now what happens if we leave with her? Accept her offer.
The Church Grimm reveals his true nature to Alice.
As a man.
He stands up, not as a beast, but as a man.
Oh my goodness me, you're very tall, aren't you?
Let's get a move on. Otherwise, you'll be chilled to the bone.
Alice smiles and nods.
What should I call you?
Gregory Alfern.
Oh.
Hello, Gregory. It's lovely to meet you. I'm Alice. Alice Dogood.
Literally the old father's son. Oh. Oh.
Despite his defensive manner, he follows her lead, and his world begins to fill with color again.
New beginnings. Father Alfred called him Gregory, and now he accepts that name and accepts Father Alfred's surname. So literally saw himself as father's family. That's really sweet. Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, that's our little sanctuary. The label, the header image there. I feel like the header image there, if you can see that, is a depiction of ending 1 when Gregory emerges from his Grimm form, from his Barghest form, into a human form. And it's Alice going, wow, you're pretty tall, buddy. But still, we have befriended you. And now, give you a fresh start. That was sweet. That was really sweet. A good note to end on for this video. I think 4 and a shot gets us to about an hour. It's a nice digestible bit for me to handle recording, for me to you to handle watching. Better YouTube output than full 3-hour streams. But yeah, that was really wholesome. I described the great mythical king Tyr, banishing Barghest to the human realm. And well. Another one of Saraden's games, Bloodlines, mentions the great mythical king Tyr. So, if you want to know more about the potential origins of our friend Barghest in Sanctuary, I'd check that game out. I might check that game out on my own, too. Final verdict. Yes, I love how the header image is the depiction of the first ending we had here, but it was really wholesome and heartfelt. For more thoughts, my comment down here. Yeah, Alice's persistence, her selfless, respectful kindness, never imposing, never forcing anything on the Church Grimm. Just a kind soul reaching out to a soul obviously in pain. Contrasted to the really deep and heartfelt grief that the Church Grim was going through. And no matter what you chose that first choice, it all is real. You could legitimately, all three of those choices could be canon. It could be their favorite church, their favorite human. Literally their favorite human. It gave himself their last name at the end. And the favorite church, the favorite human, and the griffin who they left behind, leaving King Tyr, being forced out of King Tyr's court. All three of those choices could be canon in some way. It's whatever way they're deeply steeped in grief. The way you used color, beautiful. In the narrative and in the visuals, too. Just lovely. Very lovely. And just... Ironically, I think you had kind words to me, too, about the both endings having really heartfelt, positive leanings. So I echo that right back at you. It was really, really heartfelt seeing both these endings having really positive, hopeful leanings. Thank you for that. I really needed that. All right. This will be all for now. We will see you in the next video for more O2A2 games. Until then, thank you for watching.